What's going on, everybody? So today we're going to be going over the non-slip loop and the dropper loop. So what you're going to do with the non-slip loop is you're just going to tie an overhand knot right in your main line. You're going to take that tag end of that overhand knot, feed it through the eyelet of whatever you're wanting to go ahead and tie onto, and you're going to feed that through your overhand knot. Once you've fed that through your overhand knot, you're going to wrap it around your main line 3 or 4 times. Now you'll bring it back down and drop it back through your overhand knot. So you've gone through that overhand knot and then back through the overhand knot again. Pull that tight. Now what that's going to create is a loop that does not cinch down on your eyelet. So if you don't have maybe a swivel or anything on there, it's going to allow your lure to flow a little more freely. So we'll go ahead and tie that in a regular line. You're going to make an overhand knot just like we did the first time. Now I didn't have anything to go through with the eyelet, so what I'm going to do is just act like I fed that through. I'm going to go right back through my overhand knot. I'm going to wrap this around my main line, my 3 or 4 times, and then I will feed it right back down through my overhand knot. Struggling a little bit. Made my hole for my overhand knot just a little too small. Now before you tighten everything down, you're just going to want to moisten that knot. That helps prevent any damage to the knot from the heat or pulling anything tight. So as with most knots, you just want to moisten them before you pull them tight. You'll just want to cut this tag end off, and then now you've got your loop. Mine's a little big, but like I said, I'm doing it for demonstration purposes. That way whatever's on the end can flow freely. You can throw a lure on there, a hook. It just allows it to move a little freely, a little bit more natural. Maybe you don't have a swivel on there to allow that thing to float. This knot's gonna be the dropper loop. You're just gonna make a loop in there. And what you're gonna do is take where your two top lines go, you're gonna start twisting them around each other. After you do that 4 or 5 times, you're going to have right there in the middle where you started with, you open that hole up and you're actually going to feed your loop through there. So you end up with something that looks a little bit like this. Now to pull this tight, you're going to just pull on that loop. And then you're going to try and keep tension on that while you pull the other 2 outer lines. You're going to pull that nice and tight. So now what you have is a loop that you've added into a line. You don't need to cut any line. You can add that on a line as you're going if you have something tight on the end, or you just need to add a dropper loop on there. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to tie another one. I'm twisting those 2 lines after I've made my loop. Feed my line right back through. And we'll just pull it nice and tight. So now we've got 2 of those on there. You can throw 2 hooks on there if you're trying to do maybe a fish finder rig, tie a weight down on the bottom. There you go. Now what I found is this knot doesn't work very well for tying in braid, at least for me. So I am demonstrating this with a little bit of mono. I've made my loop. I'm going to go ahead and just start twisting my 2 upper lines. Once I've put a good few twists on there, I've got that loop that's left in the middle from where I started. Open that up, reach on through, and pull the bottom end of that loop through. Pull everything tight, pulling on that loop end, trying to bring everything together. Before it gets too tight, I'm going to moisten it up. Where you don't damage your knot at all. We're going to give her a good pull on our two ends, our main line there, You'll watch those 2 knots cinch right up. So that gives you a nice little loop right in your line. And again, you don't have to take anything off. If you got something tied on the bottom or a weight and you just want to add another hook on there, or you want to tie 10 of these things and put little hooks and make kind of like a sabiki rig, you can do that. And that way you can figure out where the fish are at, what depth they are, maybe try different baits, see what they want. Once you have those loops, you can just, like if you have a weight, you can just thread a weight on there or a hook, feed it around, pull it through. Now your weight's attached, but you can still you can undo your weight later if you want. You can switch out hooks. You can change different kinds of hooks, different kinds of baits, different kinds of weights. Just real easy to swap in and out. Thanks for being with us today. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and go check out some of our other videos.
Hey everyone, it's Chris.
And Netta.
If you liked the video, drop us a like.
And subscribe. Thanks for being a part of our everyday.